On to the next project then. Got to fit a door line in here, but you can see that pencil mark up there. That's the top of the door lining, so I'm gonna have a little corner missing. Makes it a little bit more tricky, but easy challenge for me. I've got my workbench set up already. I've started working on the piece. You can buy door linings pre-made. You just screw them together, glue them. This one is a 94mm one, which is really small. They don't do it in 2 foot, so I'm going to just retrench it. Easy job. I'll build the lining first before I take the corner out. First part's done. Carpentry my forte. Done 3 years at college. Site carpentry, domestic carpentry and joinery, only using hand tools. So you can see the quality of that. Trenching out. I use tenon saw to cut the edges, and just a 25mm chisel to pare it out. Just a little tip for you budding carpenters out there. When you are paring wood, always cut across the grain, because it comes off in just little shavings like that. If you try going with the grain, you can see how it isn't straight. It just runs in all directions, and you could just end up with horrible gouges out of your wood. When constructing a door lining, you want to pair the legs before you do anything. The way to do this is put a level up the side and find the camber on the internal side. Because it's a natural material, it won't be naturally straight, it will bend. So, you can see that light through there, there's a small gap there. When you find that gap, which side it's on, you want to put a cross on it, like that. That side's already done. Now them two are paired. Now I want them both the same way round, and that'll be the side I'll be working on, levelling on. Now I've paired my legs, I want to pick the best side of the faces. I'll put a cross on this side because that's the side I want. I've already inspected it here, and we have a resin pocket, and if you're painting it, that's going to be a pain in the ass. It's going to bleed through, you have to fill it, it's just going to be a pain in the ass. But for me, I would keep that because I don't want to paint it and I like the character, but this is my issue. That flaky grain there, if that catches on something, it will rip out and leave a big gouge in my timber, and I don't want that, so I can't repair it if it's just timber. This one looks fine both sides, so I'll pick the best side with the camber. So again, I'm going to put level on it, and you can just see how much of a gap is there. Next part is to dry fit it. I've put the crosses down because if there's a bow in the floor, the legs will tend to rock about a bit, which can be annoying. This is my joint, which is very tight, and the timbers just stay in there. This is the prefab joint, which isn't as good as mine because it won't stay there. So, very nice and tight. That's good. Then I'm going to drill the holes in it. There was a reason for dry fitting it. Just want to drill the holes. I'll go with a 3mm drill bit. You want to go at an angle on the top one. You can't do it on the bottom one because the floor is there. Just drill that. Then one there and the same on the other side. Once you've drilled the 4 pilot holes using 3mm bit, going into the leg as well, that stops the leg from splitting when you screw into it. You want to put a clearance hole in, which is a 5mm bit. And that just helps pull the head tight against the legs. Now all the holes are done, you want to glue up the trench, fit it together and screw it. Making sure that the top's lined up nicely. Do that to all 4 screw holes. Now it's fitted together. I need to cut the door stop to the right size, so just put it in between, mark it off. There you go. And then once you've done that, and just cut the horns off. It should be cut. You don't need to cut all the way through that. So I've cut the door stop, I've just placed it in there just to check tightness, and it's nice and tight to stay in there. I use the tenon saw to cut it because it gives a nice clean cut. So what I want to do is come to the bottom. I also flip the frame upside down because the side with the crosses on is the side I'm going to hang the door. So that's the side I want to tie together. bit tricky to hold it in there. I can screw one side up first. I'm sure you get the idea what you got to do. What I was doing was just putting a batten on the bottom and screwing it on there so it holds the frame parallel with this sort of one unit. The batten's in there, so you always keep it to the side you're screwing. Nice and tight in there like that. That's the side of the crosses, so we know it's parallel because it fits to the top, fits in the bottom.